Hey, yo, it is what it ain't. It's your boy, Rude Dog. My bad, y'all. I'm a little bit late, y'all. I'm a little 5 minutes late because, I had some minor complications I had to set on up and everything. But, I'm kind of new to this online shit. But, anyways, let's get on off into this now. Let's see. We have the disclaimer. Now, this is the disclaimer. Adult things will be said, adult things will be happening. I will be smoking on here. I will be talking shit using a lot of foul language. You know what I mean? Do not take none of this personal. Because do not take none of this personal or true. Cause I'm just talking shit. You know what I mean? That's what I'll do. Anyways, here's how it's about to go down.
About the shooter. There are new details that are emerging about the shooter at the Trump rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. Of course, we previously reported once the FBI confirmed the identity of the individual. We know who it is. We reported that already. Thomas Matthew Crooks, 20 years old, of Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, was the individual who was involved in the shooting. He was neutralized. He killed one individual who attended the rally, and our hearts go out to that individual's family, and we condemn in the strongest possible terms here on the Midas Touch Network any form of political violence whatsoever. Let me just read for you the FBI's identification, then let's talk about some of the new details. The FBI identified Thomas Matthew Crooks, 20, of Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, as the subject involved in the assassination attempt of former President Donald Trump on July 13th in Butler, Pennsylvania. This remains an active and ongoing investigation. There's been new footage emerging as well of the shooting that I want to share with you right now. It was recorded on a cell phone. And right here, you could actually see that there was kind of a significant opportunity where people saw this individual on the roof. I just want to show you this video. This is new video that's emerged prior to the shooting. Let's play this video.
He was doing the job. I wouldn't even be doing this. I'd be at some beautiful places according to ocean.
Look, they're all pointing.
The Atlantic, maybe the Pacific.
Yeah, someone's on top of the roof. Look. There he is right there. Right there, see him? He's laying down. See him?
Yeah, he's laying down.
And Scott, I'm here with you fighting like hell to get a Senate.
What's happening?
And to make sure we take back the White House, because if we do, we're going to make America better than ever before. We're going to make it.
Yeah, look.
And it's
There he
not
is.
easy, because we have millions and millions of people in our country that shouldn't be here. Dangerous criminals. We have criminals. We have drug dealers. We have people that should not be here.
Right on the roof.
It's much tougher than it happens.
Right on the roof we got.
If you don't know how to make chords, this is it. Congratulations. The chords are already made for you.
All you do in your DAW, whatever DAW it is literally just drag and drop.
Now. Oh, let me get past.
Of course, there's some addition.
Now. They said this motherfucker was right there on the roof. Like I said in the last one. They pointed this nigga out. How could they not see this motherfucker? That's the question I have. How could they not see this motherfucker, man? How could they not see him?
Additional information that we are learning about the shooter and the shooter's identity. So we previously reported, and others have as well now. Individual is 20 years old, registered Republican. Some had described him as a loner. Others said they weren't really clear about any of his kind of political beliefs, although some people who knew him claimed that his views were conservative in nature and in the debates that would take place at high school, or that he would associate with people with Trump hats, although there was some conflicting information on that. Here is the Inquirer, Philadelphia Inquirer article. FBI probing motives, background of Thomas Matthew Crooks. the Western Pennsylvania gunman behind the Trump assassination attempt. Former classmates describe Crooks as politically conservative and a loner. Authorities believe the AR-15 style rifle he used belonged to his father. A former student named Max Smith remembered Crooks as an intelligent classmate with conservative political leanings. Smith recalled participating in a mock debate in a course they took together where their teacher posed questions on government policy and had students stand on opposite sides of the classroom to signal their support or opposition. The majority of the class were on the liberal side, but Tom, no matter what, always stood his ground on the conservative side. It's still the picture I have of him just standing alone on one side while the rest of the class was on the other. It makes me wonder why he would carry out an assassination attempt on a conservative candidate. It's from the CNN article, What Do We Know About the Gunman So Far at the Trump rally? CNN interviewed more than half a dozen former classmates and neighbors of Crooks. One classmate who asked not to be named said Crooks was very smart, took honors classes, and was shy. She said that he had a group of friends who were fairly conservative, some of whom would wear Trump hats. There was definitely chatter about him looking a little different, the classmate said of Crooks, almost a retro nerd vibe. Here's another person in his high school who described interactions and knowledge with the individual. Here, play this clip.
He was bullied almost every day.
In what way? Can you explain?
I mean, he would sit alone at lunch. I mean, he was just an outcast, and you know how kids are nowadays, so they're gonna see someone like that and they're gonna target him because they think it's funny or whatever. So it's the best way I can describe it. And it's honestly kind of sad. Like, I don't want to say this is what provoked it, but you never know.
Yeah. Well, see, now this is where they trying to explain and cover up they fuck up. They about to get more into it and try to really pinpoint on where they fucked up at so they can try to fix it. I'm just keeping it real and 100. This shit seems kind of, you know what I mean?
You said he was a loner?
Yeah. I want to say he was a loner more because he was quiet, but like he was just bullied. Like he was bullied so much.
And this was high school?
Yeah.
What did they, do you remember at all what they said to him or called him?
No. He was just made fun of, I guess, for the way he dressed or his appearance.
So that's what we know thus far about the identity. If you just take a look at some of the maps here, you can see the shooter's location relative to where the stage was, where Donald Trump was speaking. Here was an individual who was watching what was going down as the shooter climbed to the top of the area where they were positioned. Here was someone there, again, someone who was in attendance describing what took place. Here, play this clip.
So we walked up, and probably 5 to 7 minutes of Trump speaking, I'm estimating here, I have no idea, but we noticed the guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle. We could clearly see him with a rifle. Absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police were like, huh, what? Like they didn't know what was going on. We're like, hey, right here on the roof. We can see him from right here. We see him. He's crawling. And next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for, 2-3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this. And next thing you know, 5 shots ring out.
So you're certain that the shots came from that guy on the roof?
100%. 100%.
And he was up there for a couple of minutes.
He was up there.
You saw him up there for a couple of minutes.
Absolutely. At least 3 to 4 minutes.
And you were telling the police and the Secret Service.
We were telling the police. We were pointing at him for the Secret Service, who were looking at us from the top of the barn. They were looking at us the whole time when we were standing by that tree.
Could they see
binoculars?
FBI Communications Director Anthony Guglielmi says There's an untrue assertion out there that a member of the former president's team requested additional security resources and that those were rebuffed. This is absolutely false. In fact, we added protective resources and technology and capabilities as part of the increased campaign travel tempo. An FBI statement talked about the ongoing incident. If anyone has additional information, to call 1-800-CALL-FBI. The FBI assumed the role of the lead federal enforcement agency in the investigation of the incident. President Biden spoke, talking about lowering the temperature in our politics. Play this clip.
I want to speak to you tonight about the need for us to lower the temperature in our politics. And to remember, while we may disagree, we are not enemies. We're neighbors, we're friends, co-workers, citizens, and most importantly, we're fellow Americans.
Lower the temperature. My ass. Y'all set this shit up to where y'all have all of this publicity and all of this bullshit set up for this event. This is why y'all are doing the shit that y'all doing. Quit trying to sit here and motherfucking and put people in these motherfucking little mind hurdles, little mind carousels that y'all motherfuckers are in. That's that bullshit, man.
We must stand together. Yesterday's shooting at Donald Trump's rally in Pennsylvania calls on all of us to take a step back, take stock of where we are, how we go forward from here. Thankfully, former Trump.
How you gonna talk about staying together where everything about your ass is dividing this motherfucker?
Is not seriously injured. I spoke with him last night. I'm grateful. He's doing well, and Jill and I keep him and his family in our prayers. We also extend our deepest condolences to the family of the victims who was killed. Corey was a husband, a father, a volunteer firefighter, a hero, sheltering his family from those bullets. We should all hold his family and all those injured in our prayers.
President Biden also talked about getting out of silos of disinformation and misinformation. Play the clip.
Here in America, everyone must be treated with dignity and respect, and hate must have no safe harbor. Here in America, we need to get out of our silos, where we only listen to those with whom we agree, where misinformation is rampant, where foreign actors fan the flames of our division to shape the outcomes consistent with their interests, not ours. Let's remember, here in America, while unity is the most elusive of goals right now, nothing is more important for us now than standing together. We can do this. You know, from the beginning, our founders understood the power of passion. So they created a democracy that gave reason and balance a chance to prevail over brute force. That's the American we must be. An American democracy where arguments are made in good faith. An American democracy where the rule of law is respected. An American democracy where decency, dignity, fair play aren't just quaint notions, but living, breathing realities. We owe that to those who come before us, to those who gave their lives for this country. We owe that to ourselves. We owe it to our children and our grandchildren. Look, let's never lose sight of who we are. Let's remember we are the United States of America. There is nothing beyond our capacity when we do it together.
President Biden talked about violence never being the answer. Play the clip.
We cannot, we must not go down this road in America. We've traveled before throughout our history. Violence has never been the answer. Whether it's with members of Congress of both parties being targeted and shot, or a violent mob attacking the Capitol on January 6th, or a brutal attack on the spouse of former Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, or information and intimidation on election officials, or the kidnapping plot against the sitting governor, or an attempted assassination on Donald Trump. There is no place in America for this kind of violence, or for any violence ever. Period. No exceptions. We can't allow this violence to be normalized.
And President Biden talked about standing for an America and not extremism. Play this clip.
I believe politics ought to be an arena for peaceful debate, to pursue justice, to make decisions guided by the Declaration of Independence and our Constitution. We stand for an America, not of extremism and fury, but of decency and grace. All of us now face the time of testing as the election approaches. And the higher the stakes, the more fervent the passions become. This places an added burden on each of us to ensure that no matter how strong our convictions, we must never descend into violence.
That's what we know for now. We will, of course, report more details back to you as they become available. Make sure you check out all of our continuing coverage here. Take a look at all the other videos we've been posting on this and hit subscribe. We're on our way to 3 million subscribers at this channel. Hit subscribe now and thank you for watching.
Love this video.
Now, as you see, that's their way of covering up they fuck up. Because they knew damn good and well that they should have had that building locked down. They knew damn good and well that they should have sit there and listened to the dude when he sit there and pointed homeboy out and told y'all motherfuckers that homeboy was up on that motherfucking building. He told the cop, he's like, look, motherfucker, he up here. The motherfucker sitting right here with the gun. But they didn't want to believe that shit. But then they wasn't hearing shit until the shots went off. So this sit there is telling me more and more and more and more that this shit was staged. No more, no less, man. You can't sit here and tell me that it wasn't. Real talk. Real talk. You can't come at me with that bullshit. You come at me with that bullshit, I'm gonna come at you with realness. I'm gonna let you know that's bullshit, man. You can't be coming at me with that. Come at somebody else with that shit. But anyways, that's what it is, and I'm up out of here. Rude dog, man. Y'all coming back at you with another one, but for right now, I'm up out of here. Rude dog.